Good morning, students. This is the online class of Ramakrishna English Medium School. Students, in today's class, we are going to learn subject history. We will begin learning with a new chapter. Chapter number 7, Science and Technology. Since after independence, India has made great progress in the fields of science and technology. In this chapter, we shall study about these achievements of India in the areas of science and technology. We will also learn about some of the important institutions in the areas of science and technology and their contribution towards India's progress. The Indian Atomic Energy Commission. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of independent India. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru wanted to nurture a scientific temper and bring about the nation's progress. He knew the fact that in order to make India a developed nation, the development in the field of science and technology was very much important. It was important for the scientists to carry out different developmental experiments and help out towards the development of the nation. From this perspective, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru set up the Indian Atomic Energy Commission on 10th of August in the year 1948. A renowned scientist named Dr. Homi Bhabha was appointed as the first chairman of this commission. The important or the main objectives of this commission were to produce electricity from atomic energy, increase the yield of food grains, and make them last longer, set up the technology for achieving this, and to develop nanotechnology. Students, India is always known as a peaceful nation in the world. India always aimed to use its atomic powers for peaceful measures or for the development of the nation. From this point of view, the formation of Indian Atomic Energy Commission was a big and a important step. Various research were carried out on atomic energy and to produce electricity and to use atomic energy for the welfare of the people. In the year 1956, the Department of Atomic Energy set up Apsara, that is, a nuclear reactor functioning on the atomic energy. Students, a nuclear reactor is a electrical machine which makes students a nuclear reactor is a very large machine which produces nuclear energy. With the setup of Apsara, India made its own nuclear energy. Later on, in the year 1969, an atomic power station was set up at Tarapur. Tarapur is a place located near Boisar in the Palghar district of Maharashtra state. It was the first atomic power plant of India. In the atomic power station at Tarapur, special research were carried out to produce electricity through boiling water and by the use of various atoms. Also, a reactor research center was set up at Kalpakkam in the state of Tamil Nadu. In this reactor research center, research was carried out to successfully use thorium for generating atomic power. Students, it should must be noted that The role of all these reactors is very important in the development of atomic power in our country. Students, for the generation of atomic power, heavy water is needed on a large scale. Students, now you all will be wondering what is heavy water? Let me tell you about it. The normal water which we consume every day consists molecules of hydrogen and oxygen. The water in which the molecules of hydrogen are replaced by its isotopes is known as heavy water. It is 10 times heavier than the normal water and also has higher freezing and boiling points. Such heavy water is used in nuclear reactor. In the cities of Vadodara, Talcher, Tuticorin, Kota, etc., factories manufacturing the heavy water were set up to fulfill the need of it during the generation of atomic power. Also, a separate institution called Heavy Water Projects was set up to carry out research on manufacturing heavy water within our country. Through this, India would not depend on other countries for the import of heavy water. Later on, this institution was renamed as Heavy Water Board. Dhruva Nuclear Reactor. In the year 1985, a nuclear reactor called Dhruva was started at Trombay near Mumbai. The speciality of Dhruva was that it was a completely Indian made nuclear reactor. The Dhruva nuclear reactor uses uranium as its fuel. At this center, around 350 radioactive substances are produced, which are used in the fields of industry, agriculture, and medicines. The Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, that is NPCIL. The Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited is a government company which was set up in the year 1987. This company was set up to generate electricity from atomic energy. The main objective of the company is to master and develop the technology to generate safe, cheap, and environmentally profitable power and make our country self sufficient. It aims to produce electricity at cheaper rate and also takes care that it does not harm the environment. The nuclear test. Students, by now we have studied about the nuclear reactors and the atomic energy. India had nuclear energy with it, but it was very much important to carry out tests to check whether the technology is been working properly or not. For this purpose, two different tests were being held which also shown the other countries of the world the power of nuclear energy that India have. Now, let us study about these two important nuclear tests. The first nuclear test at Pokhran. On 18th May 1974, India successfully performed her first nuclear test. This test was performed at Pokhran in Rajasthan. The nuclear test was undertaken with the consonance of the policy of India of using nuclear energy only for peaceful purpose and for self-sufficiency. Apart from the policy of using nuclear energy for peaceful purpose, there were other reasons why India undertook the nuclear test. Of those reasons, the first important reason was China's nuclear capability. At that time, there was great tension with China on the northern border. China had already proved its capability in case of nuclear power. The second reason for undertaking the nuclear test was Pakistan's desperate efforts to acquire or to make nuclear weapons with the help of China. The successful conduction of the nuclear power test at Pokhran was a statement by India to all the countries in the world that even India is among those countries who have nuclear weapons with them. Dr. Homi Sethna, who was the chairman of the Indian Atomic Energy Commission, and Dr. Raja Ramanna, the director of the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, played a major and important role in conducting of this successful nuclear test. The then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi took the decision of carrying out a nuclear explosion. Is to conduct a nuclear test and to prove the world the nuclear power of India. Students, it must be noted that after a nuclear explosion, there is vast devastation or complete destruction over a huge area. All the surroundings and its ecosystem are greatly affected due to the nuclear explosion. Thus, a suitable place was needed to carry out this nuclear explosion. The place should be such that far away till many kilometers there should not be any human settlement. Also, the test is to be conducted underground. Thus, the groundwater level should be very minimum or in such a location where those groundwater is not used by anyone. Thus, Pokhran was chosen on the basis of this required criteria for the location of nuclear test. Students, Pokhran is a completely deserted area. It means it is a complete desert in Pokhran. Also, it is very far away from human settlements and have no groundwater reserves. Thus, it was the best place for conducting the nuclear power test. The second nuclear test. On 11th of May in the year 1998, India carried out its second nuclear test to prove its nuclear preparedness to the world. Through this test, India wanted to prove the world that even India is completely prepared with its nuclear power. On 11th of May in the year 1998, a total of 3 tests were being done. One, one of those 3 tests was the test of the hydrogen bomb. Students, hydrogen bomb is considered as one of the most destructive bomb. At that time, India was being governed under the leadership of Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee assured everyone in the world that there would be no first use of nuclear weapons by India. It means India will never use its nuclear power to begin a war with other country. This statement of the Prime Minister also meant that India will use its nuclear weapons for its self-defense purpose and also for the betterment of the nation and its people. Even after the assurance provided by the Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the USA, that is United States of America, immediately imposed economic sanctions on India against the use or testing of nuclear weapons. So, students, here we have finished learning with the topic of atomic energy and the nuclear energy. In the next session, we will be learning about the different missiles launched by India. Thank you.